Lindsey Graham is stepping up to the plate and saying he is going to take matters into his own hands and, well, essentially force Nancy Pelosi's hand one way or the other. Let's read this. Senator Lindsey Graham threatens to take matters into his own hands if Pelosi doesn't send articles of impeachment to the Senate. He says, "My goal is to start this trial in the next coming days, not let House Speaker Nancy Pelosi take over the Senate," Graham said. Good. I think we should move on with the next step. I mean, whatever the next step is. As I jiggle the camera everywhere. Earthquake. Just kidding. No earthquake. Please. Senate Judiciary Committee Chairman Lindsey Graham said Sunday that if the House doesn't submit articles of impeachment against President Donald Trump to the Senate this week, he will seek to change the chamber's impeachment rules so it can proceed with a trial without the articles. This whole dang thing has been changing the rules and going against the rules and everybody using the rules to support their own side. Whatever happened to, here are the rules. Here is clearly what it states that we should do. And my understanding is that Nancy Pelosi has to send the articles of impeachment to the Senate and that she doesn't have a choice. She can't just sit on the articles. Speaking with Fox News Sunday Morning Futures, Graham said, "If we don't get the articles this week, then we need to take matters in our own hands and change the rules." It's a slippery slope when you start changing the rules, especially under a time of duress, because you're more apt to change the rules to swing the pendulum away from fairness and towards your side. So if he does, then I hope he does it very carefully. Tread very lightly, Mr. Graham. Deem them to be delivered to the Senate, he continued, adding, "My goal is to start this trial in the next coming days." Why do I feel like I missed something here? No, I don't understand. Deem them to be delivered to the Senate, he continued. Deem them to the Senate. Okay. Adding, "My goal is to start this trial in the next coming days, not let House Speaker Nancy Pelosi take over the Senate. Changing such rules would require a simple 51-vote majority." Yeah. Imagine if everything in your life required that you wanted the rules changed on just required people voting for it. It's like when they vote for themselves a raise. Well, duh. Who's not going to vote themselves a raise? Yeah. Can we get a majority vote to raise the pay? Yeah, absolutely. Pay me more. Graham's comments came as Congress readies to bring the impasse over the next steps in Trump's impeachment back to the forefront. And yay, we're going to hear another string of impeachment stuff. Yay, because the first round was so exhilarating, watching nothing happen, except what we all knew was going to happen regardless of whatever evidence was brought forth anyways. And I have people online commenting on some of my videos saying things like, I'm against the evidence, this and that, when all I'm doing is calling for more evidence. There's no context. I want more evidence. I want to know what the truth is. And then people saying, well, we shouldn't get evidence in the Senate trial. Psh, of course we should. We should always have evidence. Continue. The House last month passed 2 articles of impeachment against the president, abuse of power and obstruction of Congress, which are absolutely contradictory to what they told us that we were going to get. They had us saying that we were going to get some very clear articles of impeachment. We didn't get those. We got some pretty broad articles of impeachment. It was more of a like, well, shoot, man, let's throw spaghetti against the wall and see what sticks, and whatever sticks, we'll suck it up and eat it. I don't get it. Let's see, where was I? Here we go. Pelosi has said she is waiting to see the trial process the Senate agrees to before transmitting the articles. Well, you can't look and wait until the rules are stacked in your favor to continue. You continue, and then if the rules aren't stacked in your favor, you bring attention to it and you do the best you can to make the rules as equal and fair as possible. The House hearings were not fair. They were not fair in the least. They didn't appear fair. They didn't feel fair. They were quite stacked, in my opinion. Obviously, your opinion matters too, and let me know if I'm full of it, which could be. I could very well be full of it. Top Senate Democrats have pushed for a single resolution that would set parameters for presenting the case and allow for the calling of witnesses. Senate Minority Leader Chuck Schumer said he wants to call 4 new witnesses, including former National Security Advisor John Bolton and acting White House Chief of Staff Mick Mulvaney, to testify about Trump's conduct towards the Ukraine. I don't think it's going to be an indefinite no, the House Intelligence Committee Chairman Adam Schiff told CNN's State of the Union. Probably not an indefinite no. And in a perfect world, we would get a perfect trial. But everybody's partisan on this, and we're not going to get a perfect trial. We're going to get one kind of hearing, not a trial, but a hearing in the House, and another kind of trial in the Senate. That's what I believe. And they're going to be 2 contrasting events. Let's see. Adam Schiff told the State of the Union of the hold on the articles. I don't think that's all the desired motivation here. The desire is to get a commitment from the Senate that they're going to have a fair trial. Fair to the president? Yes. But fair to the American people. You're talking about fairness, Mr. Schiff. You read a lie into record and then went back and said, oh, it wasn't a lie, it was a parody. It was a lie because you thought you could get away with it. It was a lie. Schiff read out into record a whole list of things that he said we were going to hear during the hearing. And we didn't hear none of it. And before we didn't hear any of it, he tried to CYA, which is cover your A, your backside, your behind, a CYA move, and say, oh, it was just a parody. And people just let it play off. How are we supposed to take anything he says after blatantly lying into the congressional record like that and telling the American people, here's what you're going to hear Trump say from the whistleblower, and we have the proof, and you're going to hear Trump say this and that and this and that, and then he comes out and says, I was just joking, just kidding, just joking. That doesn't ring right to me. It doesn't ring right to me, and it set the whole tone for the hearings for me of, this doesn't make sense. I hope we get a fair trial, yes. Graham's idea isn't the only GOP proposal aimed at breaking the impasse. On Thursday, Senator Josh Hawley tweeted that he will introduce a resolution Monday to change impeachment rules so that way the Senate can dismiss the articles of impeachment Trump faces. And he wants to dismiss it. I don't think they should be fully dismissed. I want to know more about the email. I want to know a little more evidence, and I want to know who the whistleblower is, if it's even a person or not. Like I said, it just seems weird to me. The whistleblower, I believe, I don't think we will. I'm not saying we will, but I kind of think that the whistleblower is going to be found out to be not like a person. Maybe communication, electronically gained communications that they compiled a report on, and they couldn't come forward with the report because they got the communications under nefarious circumstances, so they had to make up a whistleblower, or that it's a group of people or something to that effect. I think we're going to find the whistleblower something more of what, rather than an actual single person, but we will see. Future will be the judge of the history. Let me know what you guys think. Give me your thoughts and your opinions, please. Help me beat this YouTube algorithm. I promise, if I get to 5,000 subscribers, I will stop shilling for you guys to have engagement on my channel. I truly will. But right now, give it a thumbs up, a thumbs down, a like, a comment, a subscribe, whatever you want to do. But your opinion matters. Voice it. Listen to other people's opinions because their opinion matters too. And garner some truth in life. Catch you guys in the next one.